Hello, everybody. It is Oscars prediction time. These are our final predictions. This is it. Like,
Yeah. This is the
it,
last one.
this is the last one. We'll obviously do winners predictions and stuff,
Hmm.
and then in April we have our nominees predictions for next year. But yeah, this is exciting. I'm very excited for this. Nominations are on Tuesday. We are also live. Most of you are probably watching the replay, but if you're watching live, hello. All right. Do we just want to jump straight into this? You know our names if you're watching this. I'm
You
Trevor and Thomas. Our names,
probably
of
know.
course.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's just jump straight in.
Let's
Let's just
just
go
jump
and do it.
through it. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. All right, let's do it. These are final predictions in all categories. We may or may not um, be be switching stuff live.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
yeah.
Hello, Josephine in the chat. Thank you.
There we go. Someone is watching live then.
Someone watching. All right, let's bring it in. So these are our final predictions. Let's talk through them. Best Picture: Power of the Dog, Belfast. Like we were agreeing on a lot of this. Power of the Dog,
Hmm.
Belfast, Dune, Don't Look Up, Licorice Pizza, King Richard, West Side Story, Kojak, Tick Tick Boom. Those are the 9. They've showed up very consistently. Like PGA, they were all there. Critics' Choice, I believe they were all there. Like they're pretty consistent. I have Don't Look Up a bit higher than you.
Yeah.
Um, just I don't know that BAFTA nomination made me very confident that it's like top 5 over West Side Story. But like we're pretty consistent with this top 9.
Yeah. Yeah. And you'll be seeing that a lot this episode of the updated Oscar nominations. They have been slowly, consistently getting similar and similar between
Yes.
mine and Trevor's, and this one I think will be pretty similar on the whole.
Yeah. No, our first predictions in like September or something, it was very, very different.
Yeah.
We had
Exactly. So, but
but
yeah.
we've slowly merged.
Yeah, it's becoming clearer and clearer what sort of things are we going for, but still should be a lot of surprises come February
Yeah.
8th.
Yeah. So okay, so I have Drive My Car getting in right now. You have Ricardo's. Would you like to explain why you have Ricardo's in?
I have Ricardo's in because it's a safe Oscar pick. If you are looking for the 10th nomination and you want to go with something safe, I think being Ricardo's is easily the one you go for. It's got actress, probably. It's got screenplay,
Mm-hmm.
almost certainly.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's got this nice catalogue of nominations that should be able to propel it to this Best Picture. I don't really want to see Being Ricardo's in Best Picture. Wasn't my
Yeah.
favorite film ever, but it's a film about the making of Hollywood films and television, etc. Written by
Yeah.
Aaron Sorkin. It feels like something the Oscars are going to go for.
So I have Drive My Car, one because I don't see the PGA 10 happen. Like it's I think PGA. I think I what did I figure out? I think it was 93%. With matching up with Best Picture, over the past 5 years. Obviously, the Best Picture's done like somewhere between like 7 and 10, I think. But like 93% of the PGA, and 93% of the Best Picture nominees have been nominated at PGA. However, they almost always miss one. That's the 7% margin for error. And like I don't know. I don't see PGA 10 happening like slot for slot. So like you can see on screen right now I have Hamaguchi in for director, and we'll talk about that in a second. But like I don't know. I feel like Drive My Car is going to pick up a nice package, and I see picture happening. I don't know like if I'm going to say that PGA 10 isn't going to happen, which takes out Ricardo's, then what else am I putting in? Like,
No, for sure. Yeah, I think
am I
Drive My
putting in
Car
some?
is easily the 11th.
So, yeah. I mean, if we look at like, yes, Drive My Car hasn't gotten a single picture nomination so far this year, but if this is getting director, which I personally think it is, and if it's getting screenplay, which we'll look at later, but I think it's getting in screenplay, I don't know why it wouldn't. Like, what are other options? Like Nightmare Alley got Critics' Choice, but like
Yeah.
That's not
It's,
getting any other above the lines. Cyrano got in at Golden Globes, but there's no shot that happens. I don't
no.
even have Dinklage getting in.
Okay.
And
Well,
it does
yeah.
that. So like I just I don't know. I feel like it's between Drive My Car and Being the Ricardos. I struggle to believe that PGA 10 is going to happen. So we'll see.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, not that I don't agree with that logic, but I do think it is hard for me to say, oh, because you got nominated at this award, that means you can't get nominated at the Oscars.
right.
That
That's
is
fair.
sort of backwards logic to me, but I understand where you're coming from with that.
It's backwards logic, but I think it's also I mean it's rooted in like
Yeah,
historical
president. Yeah.
tendencies. So like you know like Oscar's logic isn't always the most
No,
sound logic.
no, no,
Um,
that's true.
so yeah, it'll be interesting, but that's what Reese locking in. I've heard some people say Tick Tick Boom is going to drop.
That's
Um,
why I've got it at number 9. Yeah, I think it could drop. Like, I think actually we've got the top 8 is like in,
yeah,
and then Tick
yeah.
Tick Boom is pretty much in, and then that 10th spot is up for grabs.
So like, because the problem is that it's its only other locked nomination is Garfield.
Yeah.
Screenplay probably isn't happening. Editing, I'm feeling less and less confident in. Sound has potential, but
Mm,
like I don't have it in, I guess, right now. So I don't know. I have a couple of comments to address. Josephine says, "Would love a French Dispatch surprise." So would I. Love Wes Anderson. I don't think it'll happen, but you know.
no,
And then
no.
also, hello, Christian Knight. Okay, so that's what we're locking in. Would you want to move on to a director?
Okay, yeah, we can move on to director. So, yeah, as you can see on screen, I've got the 5 that we've had for quite a while now. I didn't put in Hamaguchi for Drive My Car. That was really the one where I was like, do I put him in? But then you've got 3 people who I could see be the replacement for. I don't think he is guaranteed to be the replacement for Spielberg. I don't think he's guaranteed to be a replacement for Anderson. And I don't necessarily know if he's going to be the replacement for Branagh. He could be the replacement for either one of them. So I just thought it was safer to put in all 3 alongside Villeneuve and Campion, who I think are the locks in this category.
So you are guaranteed to get 4 out of 5 at least in this category.
Exactly. That's what I'm going for.
I am either going to get 3 out of 5 or 5 out of 5.
Yeah. So,
So like I decided I don't know. West Side Story is slipping really, really bad.
mm,
Like really, really, really bad. Um I don't see Josephine as this like it's getting snubbed for picture. I don't know if there's another strong enough contender. I guess that would be both Ricardo's and Drive My Car getting in. I just like I still see it getting some below the line text, but like they're like screenplay. I don't know if that's happening. Cinematography, editing, like it's really really slipping.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not looking good. I've heard the argument for Branagh as well. I feel like he's a
Exactly.
little bit
So, yeah.
stronger, just because I feel like that's a safer picture contender.
Mm,
Like it's as we see on our list, Belfast is a little bit higher up in picture compared to West Side Story. So that's I guess my logic with not dropping Branagh, but I don't know. Hamaguchi's always kind of been on the edge. It's always just kind of made sense. Um at least to me. So I'm going for it. Yes, he got nominated for BAFTA, and yes, that was a jury pick, but like
mm.
I don't know. BAFTA
Yeah.
also
I mean,
predicted Vinterberg.
yeah.
Like Vinterberg
Exactly.
was
We've seen
BAFTA.
Vinterberg get in, the director of Cold War get in the past. They don't mind
Tarkovsky.
doing these random foreign directors. They don't mind throwing them into the director category. So Hamaguchi may be the next to follow that trend, but equally, who does he replace? That's a bit unclear for me to put him in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that's been the argument the whole time. I mean like and wasn't Paul Kowski the Cold War director? I believe he was also preceded by a BAFTA nomination. So like
Mm,
BAFTA's BAFTA's pretty consistent with these. Christian Knight in the chat. So he agrees with you on picture, director. So he has Hamaguchi in for Branagh. So
okay,
yeah,
so
I
there we
mean
go. Yeah.
it's I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if we hear Hamaguchi's name being read out. It's just a matter of who he replaces. So it'll be close. I have PTA higher. I don't know. I feel like PTA is kind of in. Like I maybe Villeneuve should be higher than PTA, but
yeah, I think Villeneuve and Campion are the two that are
yeah.
very in at this point.
But I PTA is probably solid 3.
Yeah, well, yeah, either one of them, all of those three are vulnerable to be taken out by Hamaguchi. I think all three of them could be gone.
Yeah, definitely. All right, want to move on to actress.
Yeah. Okay. So, as you can probably see, we've both taken out Kristen Stewart. She is gone. As much as it pains me to say, loved her performance in Spencer, performance of the year in my opinion. But the BAFTA miss, the SAG miss, it's all going against her. So I've put in Haim as her replacement. I've dropped down Coleman a bit because I mean, if she couldn't get in on BAFTA, which is theoretically her home turf, it's she's at risk of not getting in. And then Chastain Kidman, and then switched winner to Lady Gaga because she's the only one not to miss. She's the only one not to miss.
Yeah. So like, yeah, Lady Gaga's in. Lady Gaga's the number one. If you don't think Lady Gaga's the number one, I don't know what to tell you. It's sad. I don't like it either. Okay, I don't think anybody likes this except Lady Gaga stands. But she's just the number one. I don't. Yeah, Kristen Knight agrees with us in the chat. It's the 4 plus Haim. Okay, so a couple things in chat. Elon McKenzie says Kristen Stewart deserved it. Agreed. It could still happen. It could still potentially happen. Josephine brings up Three Colors Red getting in for directing in cinematography without a picture nod or even a foreign language submission from Switzerland. I mean, I've seen on Twitter people talking about Julie Ducournau now, and I just don't want to get my hopes up. Like, people have compared it even to like David Lynch for Mulholland Drive, something where it was just a sole Best Director nomination for just an achievement in weirdness. But I don't know. Ducournau is at 7 on Gold Derby, and I don't want. Yeah, no, Kristen. I also say if you're still predicting Penelope Cruz, like I would like that to happen. I was predicting her for a while, but like without any precursor support, it's very hard to predict her. A foreign actress I would like to throw out the name of is Renate Reinsve. Okay? Surgeon on Gold Derby. BAFTA nomination. Yes, it was a jury pick. However, Neon is campaigning hard. There's a lot of hype around the movie after its Sundance premiere. It just came out in theaters. Like Renate Reinsve has been showing up on like late night American talk shows. Like they're campaigning hard. There's a lot of passion behind this performance. There's no passion behind Jessica Chastain. Yes, it's like a transformative biopic role. Yes, they could totally go for it, and it would make a lot more sense. But there's so much more passion behind Renate Reinsve. Like, I mean, Jessica Chastain, like, Ice Tammy Faye in the U.S. came out 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, it was way too early. It was a box office flop. I know that you can't judge that. Like, now, I mean, like, there's plenty of films that were box office flops this year because, COVID. But I don't think I will be predicting her. But I wouldn't be shocked. I really wouldn't be shocked.
Like, you're throwing out her name to cover all grounds. To cover all grounds. I see what you did.
That's exactly what I'm doing. But no, I think K-Stu is still the 6. I think she still has a shot. But like, it's not impossible. Haim has a lot of support right now after Golden Globe and BAFTA. I think that Haim was the top 2 alongside Lady Gaga. That's just personally what I think. And if she's top 2, then like that means that she has a lot of industry support alongside Lady Gaga. So that plus the Golden Globe, I think makes her pretty strong to get in. Ziegler could also happen. She did win the Golden Globe for comedy musical actress. Like, I don't know. I don't think that Jessica Chastain is that safe. I'll just put it that way.
No, I mean I've got a third. I do think Kidman and Gaga are ahead, but the Olivia Colman snub at the BAFTA was confusing to me. And yeah, Chastain, I don't think is that safe either. I think this is a very tricky category because a lot of
Oh
things
yeah,
could happen. Lady Gaga, at the end of the day, Lady Gaga could be snubbed. Like any one of these could be snubbed, and I
yeah. Anybody could be
wouldn't be
snubbed.
that shocked.
Like
Wouldn't be that shocked.
this is the second year in a row where the actress category is the most insane. Um,
Yeah,
like I don't think we're going to know who's winning until like they read the name. Like I really don't. I think
no.
that it's going to be really close, and I think there's going to be 3 or 4 people we'll be considering for the win. But like, okay, here's the list of people I've put as like potential nominees. This is my longest list. Kristen Stewart. So as people that I don't have in here, obviously, Kristen Stewart, Rachel Zegler, Renat Reinsvet, Amelia Jones, Tessa Thompson, Jennifer Hudson. I think any of those 6 could get it. Like have a legitimate bid to get it.
Mm.
Which is insane that we have that many. But that is what we have for actress. All right, on to best actor. Okay,
Yes,
there's 4 that we agree on that I
there
think
is.
everybody agrees on.
Yeah, probably. I could
This
see
is
some case for Denzel Washington not being one that everyone agrees on, but equally, I do think he is. He's number 4 at the moment.
yes, yeah. I mean Andrew Garfield, yes, he missed BAFTA, but like he's still in. It's a battle right now between Will Smith and Benedict Cumberbatch, which, as you see, we have switched. We've had this switched for like the past couple months now. I still think Cumberbatch is winning. Thomas is going Will Smith. Um, is there that much evidence to support my claim of Cumberbatch winning? Not really, but I'm stubborn, so I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah, and I'm
Like,
stubborn, so I'm going to stick with Will Smith here. I've stuck with
like,
him since September, and I'll keep sticking. And even if Benedict Cumberbatch wins everything else, I'm still going to be predicting Will Smith.
okay, so if Cumberbatch doesn't win Critics' Choice, then I will cave. I'll be on. Like, if Cumberbatch doesn't win Critics' Choice or BAFTA, I should say, like, he needs at least one. Like, Will Smith is just winning SAG. I think that's fairly obvious. But like, if Cumberbatch can't win either Critics' Choice or BAFTA, then
Hmm.
I'll definitely consider dropping him. But like, as of now, I don't know. I'm stubborn. I've been saying this for a while after he like swept the Critics Awards, so we'll go with it. But our 5s are different. You still have Dinklage. I have gone
I do.
with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep, but in fact,
Explain.
we're going to make the first live change of the show. I've been thinking
Oh,
about
okay.
it. We are putting in Javier Bardem for being the Ricardos
I don't like you.
because we've got it in picture. We got it in picture. This was
I
one I
don't.
was always 50-50 on. I was always 50-50 on Dinklage versus Bardem. I do think DiCaprio is still in the conversation. But I just got a feeling. It'll be Bardem.
Okay. I predicted him. I think last month, Bardem.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm going DiCaprio because he was top 2 at BAFTA. Everybody, just 100%. DiCaprio was top 2 at BAFTA. There is no world was Leonardo DiCaprio for Don't Look Up a jury pick.
No, probably not.
In no world. And if he is top 2 at BAFTA, that means that he has industry support. That I'm guessing that was Cumberbatch and DiCaprio were the top 2. Like, or maybe it was
Yes, probably. Maybe it was
like
Will Smith and Cumberbatch was.
regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless, though, DiCaprio is definitely top 2, alongside one of the 2 frontrunners.
Hmm.
That plus Golden Globe, because like if we look at like the other nominations here, so Will Smith has gotten in everywhere, plus he won Golden Globes. Benedict Cumberbatch has gotten everywhere. Garfield got everywhere except BAFTA, as did Denzel. Plus Garfield won a Golden Globe, so like
Hmm.
they still feel in. But then aside from that, we have DiCaprio and Mahershala Ali each got Golden Globe and BAFTA. Bardem got Golden Globe and SAG, and Dinklage got Golden Globe and Critics' Choice. So we have 4 people that have each been nominated twice.
Yeah. So this, much like actress, this 5th spot could go to quite a few people. It's going to be very interesting if this 5th spot.
Yeah. Josephine asked if it's still possible for Andrew to win SAG. Um, I think that he's stronger than Cumberbatch. I think he's probably the number two to Will Smith. I
Mm.
would still personally be predicting Will Smith. I think he's the two though. I mean, I don't feel good about Cumberbatch at
Um,
SAG.
yeah. I wouldn't say Cumberbatch would win SAG. So yeah, I would say Will Smith then Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, so I think he has a shot. Um, but yeah, this is an insane category too. I've heard some people throw around Cooper Hoffman's name. I don't think so, but
No, no.
who? I mean, who knows? Who knows? This is gonna be a weird category, like with that fifth slot. I mean, actress is obviously gonna be weirder, but like this fifth slot's gonna be interesting. I'm very very curious to
Indeed.
see what we end up with. Um, I may or may not be coming back to actors to change something live later.
Okay.
Okay. Supporting actress.
Okay. So we've got the
We
same five, just in different orders. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, DeBose is the clear front runner. Ruth Negga's in pretty much. I think. I mean,
Yeah.
Belf is in. Like, I don't know who drops here. Like the six, I
No.
would say is Endowed,
Yeah,
probably.
but even that, I don't see getting in.
Like, because yeah, she's the only one with two nominations with Critics' Choice and BAFTA. Then Blanchett, Moreno, and Buckley have SAG, Critics' Choice, and BAFTA respectively. But like everybody else has, so Dunst and Ellis each have three Golden Globes, Critics' Choice, SAG, Golden Globes, Critics' Choice, BAFTA. Ruth Negga has three with Golden Globe, SAG, BAFTA, and then Belf and DeBose have everything. So like I think I mean, I don't know who would drop. Like I have Dunst as my bottom spot, and then yeah, I'd say Ingenue Ellis would definitely be the pick for the other bottom spot. Like yeah, I think I'd probably move Ruth Negga higher than Ingenue Ellis. I'm not going to do it because I'm lazy, but like Ruth Negga is higher than Ingenue Ellis. So like,
Yeah,
but I would love for Endowed to get in. I would
same.
absolutely love it.
Absolute. I
But
think she is better than everyone in this category, but
agreed, 100%
she's not going to
agree.
get in. There's,
No,
it's unlikely she gets in.
yeah, but no, I mean Endowed is 100% like yeah, she should be winning this category if these are the contenders.
Mm.
But I don't think anybody drops. I
Yeah. Also,
really
now
don't
that
think
Kristen
anybody.
Stewart's gone from actress, she's probably better than everyone in actress as well.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I
Yeah.
definitely agree with that. Like that's a very easy choice to make. Um, but yeah, uh, I really want to pick Endowed. I really, really, really want to pick Endowed, but I don't know. Chris Knight also brings up Rita Moreno as an outside shot. She's an outside shot if they like really want to. It just depends on how hard West Side Story's pushed, but like I saw on Twitter from a couple people that like Disney just they sent out screeners on like the day after nomination voting ended to the Academy.
Mm.
Like they're really struggling, and they also like didn't send screeners to SAG. Like I guess
No. So,
Academy voters like had to either like just see it in a theater or like get like a press screening. Otherwise, they weren't able to see West Side Story, and that's probably why it's dropping at all of these.
yeah,
Like
maybe.
probably why it missed the Eddies, why it missed ASC cinematography. So yeah, it's rough. It's rough for West Side Story. If it
Yeah.
was a little bit stronger, I might be considering Rita Moreno as the six, but I don't know.
But
This five
equally,
is
yeah. This five
this
is
five is
very
strong.
solid.
It's very
Yeah.
strong. I am happy that Ruth Nick is getting attention. Like after seeing the movie, thought that she was very good. Didn't think that she would get attention, but glad that people are latching on to her performance because I think it's very good.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Um,
it's one of the best parts of the movie for sure.
definitely. All right, supporting actor. We have the same here.
We have the
We've
exact
each
same.
we've each gone with Bradley Cooper in the 5 slot. And we're in the same exact order. Cody, I think, is undeniably the front runner. He's hit everything. Troy Kutser's also hit everything. I think he's the number 2. Hines has hit Golden Globes, Critics' Choice, BAFTA. He's the 3. Leto has Critics' Choice and SAG, and then Bradley Cooper only has SAG. So we have two that have hit 2 awards that we don't have hit.
Mm.
Ben Affleck has gotten Golden Globes and SAG, and Jamie Dornan got Golden Globes and Critics' Choice. Jamie Dornan could not get into BAFTA. It's not
No,
happening. He's
no.
not. He's not getting in. He had to get the BAFTA nomination, and he did. People have thrown around Plemons. Thoughts on Plemons?
I mean, I didn't put Dornan in because I don't really know the likelihood of them nominating 2 performances from the same film this year. Like last year, Judas and the Black Fire, that was a bit of an exception because I mean, Lakeith Stanfield was not supporting there. So
Yeah.
same reason I didn't put Jamie Dornan in would be the same reason I'd be hesitant to put Jesse Plemons in for Power of a Dog.
Yeah. I think he has a shot, but like I don't know, he really isn't doing that much. Like he's good with what he does, but he isn't doing that much, I guess. Whereas like Bradley Cooper, like he isn't into that much, but he does a lot.
Yeah.
Like, he does a
Yeah.
lot. So I was looking at Leto because through The Little Things last year, right? He was nominated for Golden Globes and SAG. This year he gets Critics' Choice and SAG. He ended up missing for Little Things.
But
after missing the BAFTA, do we think like is this just like wish dictating, or like could he? Could that? I don't know.
I mean, his performance in House of Gucci, I haven't seen Little Things, but I presume it is 100 times more memorable than his performance in The Little Things. Jared Leto's performance is, for better or for worse, unforgettable. Therefore, I just don't see him slipping. I don't see Jared Leto going.
Yeah, and as Kai and Del Rey points out in the chat, House Gucci is a much stronger package than Little Things. Yeah, I mean it's getting, it got SAG Ensemble. It's getting makeup and hair. Like it's getting other nominations, whereas the Little Things, it's only 2 nominations the whole award season were the 2 Jared Leto noms. So I would agree. House of Gucci is definitely the stronger film. Josephine DeMarco says my personal vote would go to Anders Danielson Lai, worst person in the world. Phenomenal pick. He would be in my 5 nominees. My personal vote would be going to Woody Norman. And come on. But yeah, Anders Danielson Lai is great.
For sure.
Yeah, Christian Knight says I have a feeling the 5th slot will not be someone on our radar. That's very possible. Like, okay, so here's everybody that I put on like my list of like possibilities.
Yeah.
So Ben Affleck, I mentioned Tender Bar, Golden Globes and SAG. Like, that's just the Jared Leto package from last year. So that we just brought up, and very similar thing where that's not getting another nomination. Like it's not getting anything else. So like probably missing. Jamie Dornan again, probably missing. Mike Faced could happen.
He could, but equally that BAFTA was probably a jury vote, so
and also West Side Story. We talked about West Side Story being weak. J.K. Simmons being the Ricardos. If being the Ricardos gets into picture, like you're predicting, this could happen. Especially
he was probably my number 6, I'd say. Yeah, J.K. Simmons. Then followed by Dornan and Plemons.
Yeah, I like Plemons too. Like I just, and then the one that we haven't mentioned that has gotten a nomination this season is Woody Norman. Sadly, not going to happen. Even though
not going to happen. Not going to happen,
sadly. But yeah, Bradley Cooper's, I feel like is the safe pick right now. I don't know why, even though he only has SAG. That just felt like the safe pick. We saw Licorice Pizza was strong after it got into BAFTA Best Picture. So like, that was voted on by the industry, not by jury, Best Picture. So I feel like I have to go Bradley Cooper right now. I can't make as strong an argument for anybody else, but I honestly wouldn't be too shocked if it's anybody that I just mentioned, like legitimately.
Yeah. It could be they could do a great number of things with this 5th, even 4th spot. As you said, Leto is not solidly.
It's not a lock.
No, exactly.
The top 3 are locks. The top 3 are locks. Leto's not a lock, but he's like he's definitely stronger
Mm.
than anybody that would be getting into the fifth slot as of now.
Yeah.
All right. Want to move on to original screenplay where we have the same
Sure.
exact thing.
We got the same exact thing. Yes.
Yeah, this is just the 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I mean,
just
yeah. If King Richard could do enough to get into BAFTA, it can do enough to get into Oscar. So
yeah. And like the only other film that's gotten an original screenplay nomination in like the major awards is French Dispatch from WGA, simply because Belfast wasn't
because
eligible.
yeah, yeah. There
Like
is. This is the 5. This is the 5.
this is one of the biggest locks I think you can make are these 5: Licorice Pizza, Belfast, Don't Look Up, Being the Ricardos, King Richard. That's just it's so solidly the 5. I
Mm.
just I don't know if you can make an argument for anything else. Like I'm going to, but it's very
Yeah.
it's going to be hard. Like okay, so here's the argument. So last 20 years, I've said this before. Last 20 years, we've seen a nominee in screenplay where that was their sole nominee. It was The White Tiger last year. It was The Lobster in 2015. Like we've seen stuff like this happen before. Or 2016, sorry. Like Knives Out in 2019. We see this happen. It's only nomination. That's the two films that can do it this year are Come On, Come On or Mass. This is a
Mm.
trend that's been happening since 2001. So I'm not saying that like it has to happen again this year, but like we've seen it randomly pop up. The problem is that there's like no precursors for it
No.
because like even The White Tiger got into WGA and it got into BAFTA.
Yeah.
There's not like we just said, it's just been the French Dispatch at WGA solely because Belfast wasn't eligible. This is just I don't know. This is just very easy, I guess.
It
It's
is.
it's 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 sadly easy. I would love
Yeah.
to see Come On or Mass. Like imagine if that happens over like Ricardo's. How amazing would that be?
Yeah.
Um, but like yeah, it's it's just yeah. I guess the only other thing to point out with this is we do each have Licorice Pizza.
We
Um,
do. I did switch out between Licorice Pizza and Belfast for the first time. This is the one where I'm predicting Licorice Pizza for the win, and that's just because it's gained more momentum in this in general and in screenplay categories. It's been gaining momentum, so I've put it for the win. But equally, it could go either way. This will be one that we need to call closer to the actual
yeah,
Oscars.
like I'm predicting Licorice Pizza solely because like I know that you can't compare everything to years prior. I see Licorice Pizza as Promising Young Woman, and I see Belfast as Trial of Chicago 7. I don't think Belfast wins a single Oscar, and Licorice Pizza is going to sneak in and win screenplay. I just, it just it just makes sense with how the precursors have played out. It just kind of makes sense.
Mm.
So that's I guess what I'm going with right now. But like, yeah, I need to see like I mean, Licorice Pizza is a lock to win WGA. Like with Belfast disqualified, there's no shot. So we'll have to see what happens with Critics' Choice and BAFTA because that will be very telling. Because Belfast did win screenplay at the Golden Globes.
Mm.
So
Yeah. So
um, yeah. Thank you, Jasper. I think more subs would be cool, I guess. And then also Alfie, who is a friend of Thomas's. I will ban you.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. Feel free to ban him. Yeah. Don't worry. Don't feel free to ban him.
All right. Um, let's move on to adapted.
Yes.
West Side Story is missing everybody, and everybody get ready to be sad about it when it's happening.
Yeah.
It's
It is happening. It's happening.
it's
I mean, yeah, we thought
it's
maybe
missing.
that they would break their exception to like disliking musicals in screenplay categories. We thought, oh, because it's West Side Story, that's going to change, but apparently not. It doesn't look like that will be changing, and it looks like Drive My Car will be in.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Once again, did it only get BAFTA? Yes. Was it ineligible for WGA? Also, yes. Could that have probably happened? Probably. I if this is getting director and if it's getting
Mm.
picture, which I think is happening for both, it's getting screenplay. Like screenplay is its most probable nomination.
Yeah.
Director and picture could miss. There's a very real possibility that happens. I feel confident about this. Like Power of the Dog, I think, is the biggest lock because it got Golden Globes, Critics' Choice, BAFTA. It didn't get WGA because it was ineligible. Coda got Critics' Choice, WGA, BAFTA. Dune, Critics' Choice, WGA, BAFTA. Lost Daughter is Critics' Choice and BAFTA. It was ineligible for WGA once again. And then Drive My Car is BAFTA. West Side Story is Critics' Choice and WGA. And then Nightmare Alley and Tick Tick Boom were the two random WGA picks.
Yeah, so
they don't have a shot.
No.
West Side, I don't know. I know that it has Critics' Choice and WGA. I get it. But it's slipping everywhere. I maintain I think it only got into WGA because Power of the Dog, Lost Daughter, and Drive My Car were all ineligible.
Yeah.
I think if they were all eligible, those are the 5. Plus Coda and Dune. I don't know. I struggle. I don't know. I want West Side Story to be getting all these nominations I'm predicting it to be snubbed for. I really do.
But it's slipping at the wrong time. It is slipping at the wrong time.
Exactly. It's slipping at the wrong time. Something that I think is getting stronger at the right time, which I have moved into my number 2 slot, is Coda. That is surging right now. Everybody is realizing this is actually great. It's actually a great movie. And even though Apple did absolutely nothing to campaign for it, we all love it.
It's gotten off its own merit. It's gotten off its own merit.
Yeah. If Macbeth actually got campaigned, that might be the 10th slot.
It could well be. It could well be. Yeah.
But
they're choosing not to go down that road.
Yeah. But this, I don't know. I feel pretty good about this 5. West Side Story I have missing, so we'll see. We'll see. All right. Let's see. Christian says I might sound crazy, but I think Coda can win screenplay. Me too. I think Power of the Dog is the clear number 1.
Yeah, I mean it won Golden Globe, so
However, Coda could absolutely happen. Yeah, Josephine agrees. Coda could absolutely happen. It's it's right there. It is surging at the right time. It is a crowd pleaser. There's
a possibility, but I think maybe Coda is this year's The Father, and so Power of the Dog wins picture, Coda wins screenplay. Much like Nomadland won picture, The Father won screenplay. Maybe that is its comparison this year.
Yeah, for sure. It says drop my Twitter link for Clout. We'll see. I might. It's not. I think it's linked somewhere on my channel. Yeah, if you go to the homepage, it's right next to the Letterboxd link. You can click on the Twitter thingy, and it'll take you there. But yeah, okay. Let's move on to international feature, where we have a 5 locks. It's this 5. This is the 5.
Yeah. There's literally nothing else. Compartment number 6, not getting in. Lamb, not getting in. I don't even know any of your ones, so therefore probably not getting in.
Okay, so if we look at what the precursors have looked like, Drive My Car wins Golden Globes and then gets in at Critics' Choice and BAFTA. Worst Person in the World gets in Critics' Choice and BAFTA. Hand of God, Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, BAFTA. A Hero, Golden Globes, Critics' Choice. Flea has only gotten in at Critics' Choice, which is important to note. It missed both Golden Globes and BAFTA. And yet we forgot to mention it in our BAFTA nomination reaction video because we were just shocked about Titan missing and happening after they got director nominations. But both A Hero and Flea did miss there, and those are industry picks. So they can't be replaced
or anything. If Titan and Parallel Mothers were still in, we'd be having a very interesting conversation. But since they're not, it's a 5. We've got the 5 locked.
Yeah, Parallel Mothers has Golden Globes and BAFTA, but that's irrelevant. Petite Maman has BAFTA, that's irrelevant. The only other thing is Compartment number 6 got Golden Globes over Flea. However, I don't think Flea was eligible for Golden Globe because it's a documentary. I think was the ruling.
Hmm.
It wasn't supposed to be eligible for animated feature, but then it still got in for some reason.
Mm.
So like I struggled to see why Flea wouldn't have gotten into Golden Globes if it was eligible.
There.
Yeah. Chris Knight brings up "I'm Your Man." Yeah, that's been getting like that's been getting like some acclaim,
Yeah.
but no precursors. Like I don't know. This very much just feels like again a lock. These five feel like a lock.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd completely agree.
All right. Now let's move on to animated,
Which should be
where
again.
we have another lock. Let me show Ryan the Last Dragon. That there we go. Yeah, this is a lock in this order. Encanto probably winning. Mitchell's a second. Flea is third. Lucas fourth. Raya's fifth. And what else can get in? Probably nothing. Um,
No.
like okay, so My Sunny Mod got Golden Globes, and we haven't heard a peep about that movie since.
No.
Like somebody probably just bribed Golden Globes members because that's how Golden Globes work. Um, Sing 2 got PGA because they don't nominate international films. Otherwise, it
Yeah.
probably would have been Flea. So maybe I guess Sing 2. Um, and then Belle
Mm.
got the Annie nomination for director, which is the more so okay. So with the Annie Awards, everybody, the director awards are the most important because
Mm.
they split up studio and independent animation for their picture categories. So it's really unclear to see like what's strongest. But director, they just do five, and it encompasses everything, and that has been the best predictor over the past years. So Belle got the Annie nomination over Ryan the Last Dragon. The other four, Flea, Mitchell's, Luca, and Kanto, were the four at the Annies. Like that's why Raya's the five. It's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
weakest out of them, but
But equally,
I don't.
there's nothing else to replace it, so it has to be in.
Yeah, I don't really see anything like. Belle's the six. Belle is the six. I think it has narrative. They nominated his last film. It's Mamoru Hosoda's last feature. Um, but like I don't know. I don't like nothing strong enough. Nothing strong enough. Luca wants to know why I made why I wanted to make a channel where I talk about movies. Because I already did it anyways, and I annoyed people. So
Yeah.
we're just going to annoy other people now. All right, documentary, where we surprisingly agreed on this. And why is nobody else predicting the first wave?
I don't know. I mean, it feels obvious. Like it's a documentary about COVID. It's topical. It's relevant.
Right,
On Britain, at
Nat
least,
Geo.
it's on
It's
Disney
Nat
Plus.
Geo.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
accessible. Whereas, like the Velvet Underground, yeah, it's on Apple TV. Not everyone has Apple TV or
It's
Ascension.
also
Even I don't even
like
know what Ascension is on.
yeah. So like the first wave's on Hulu here, and like yeah, like the Velvet Underground is also about like an underground like rock band in the 70s. Like that's not very like topical. It isn't like relevant. Like it. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It just makes sense. Ascension's been picking up precursors. I think the sixth is Procession because it's on Netflix. It's top. It's like kind of topical. It's about like uh, the like Catholic priests and like all the messed up stuff that they
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but so like it's I just have heard nothing about it. I've heard
Mm.
very very little about it. Um, yeah, Christian was he went with Rescue Fleece and Soul Procession Velvet Underground. Switched to first wave. Um, so yeah, I I don't know. I think that the outside shots are Procession and Attica. I've heard very little about both of them, but they each got into Critics' Choice, and they're the only other ones that made the short list that actually got into other places.
Mm.
So I predicted the Velvet Underground, I think, for a month, but like I watched the film and it didn't seem that accessible.
No.
Um Ooh, Josephine asks, which documentary would you want to see in editing, though unlikely? Thomas, what about? I'll let you go first.
I'd probably go with The Rescue. I think the way that was all put together, you know, interspersing the interviews with the actual live action footage, I thought that was all very well done. What I think The Summer of Soul is most likely to, since it did get the
Yeah,
BAFTA for editing, but I'd like to see The Rescue in there.
yeah, I agree. I mean, Summer Soul is the most likely, especially like yeah, like you said, after the BAFTA would be the first in Soup Dreams. I
Mm.
would personally like to see either Flea, because like I just, yes, it's all animated, but like it's very well spliced together, from like an audio standpoint with how all the interviews play into everything and how they cut live action footage into the animation. It's really well done. And then my second pick, even though it didn't make the short list, would be the Sparks Brothers, because Edgar Wright. Some of you may have heard of him. He's actually kind of a good editor. His films have some good editing in them. So I also just love that film. All right. Oh, Darius brings up Attica and Simple as Water. Did Simple as Water make the short list?
I
I can't
haven't
remember if
heard of
that
it
made the short list.
before, therefore, I'm not too sure if it made the shortlist.
I'm. It did make the short list. It did make the short
Okay,
list, and I think that
then
did make Critics' Choice as well.
yeah,
So
and especially if maybe we'll see the one get snubbed that we usually see. You know, we usually see a
yeah,
favorite get snubbed. Something needs to replace that, unless that doesn't happen this year, which hopefully so. So this prediction
yeah,
can be right.
yeah. No, Darius, you were right. I'm on the Academy's website right now, and it's Simple as Water is on the short list.
Mm,
We also brought up Billie Eilish at one point. Maybe it goes along with the song win if they want to do something weird. But yeah, and yeah, the Christian also brought up Summer of Soul would be like if a film's gonna get snubbed, it would be Summer of Soul.
it would be.
I,
It would be.
like, I
Yeah,
mean, it was Dick Johnson is Dead. It was Apollo 11. It would like maybe, maybe Julia as well. That's been getting some score nominations from a couple of guilds. But I would be shocked if that was able to piggyback off of that.
yeah.
I'll be next about Johnny Sins. I am unfamiliar. All right, let's move on to score.
Score. Okay.
Sadly,
Yeah, I think
everybody,
we've got the same again.
Spencer's missing.
Spencer's gone. Spencer has gone from every category. Spencer is
Spencer's
now
missing every
my
nomination.
favorite film of 2021. 0 nominations.
Yeah, I I think score is more likely than actors, if I'm being completely honest.
Potentially.
It's a smaller field. It's a smaller field because, like, what else would get into score? Parallel Mothers, like,
Yeah.
which I think is pretty weak. Um, so I,
Yeah.
I, I really like Spencer was my favorite score of the year. I'll like,
I'd say June is still the best score of the year. The way it mixes sound and score, I'd still say that's my favorite. But Spencer's probably a close second. Yeah.
yeah. So like it maybe, but like I don't know. Encanto, like everybody's obsessed with Encanto right now for some reason.
Yeah.
Um, and like I I I like I guess it could get score. I don't understand why I wasn't that impressed with the score.
Mm. Yeah.
Um,
But I mean, animated films are not unfamiliar with this category. Up, Soul, both won. So that there's no like precedent against animated films getting into the score category. So I don't see why Encanto wouldn't.
yeah, like I mean, we saw Soul win it last year, so like
Yeah.
I just, I mean, if you like, it got Golden Globes, and then it also got the Society of Composers and Lyricists. Spencer got Critics' Choice and Society of Composers and Lyricists. So maybe Darius brings up No Time to Die, which hasn't gotten a precursor, but we've talked about that. We talked
Mm.
about it. So I just I don't know. Being the Ricardos got BAFTA.
But there, yeah, I doubt that would happen.
I don't see that. I also just really don't want it to happen. And then I guess like Green Knight got Society of Composers and Lyricists. So like but that isn't going to happen. Like, our contenders right now are Parallel Mothers, Spencer, and Encanto for this fifth slot. Everything else is just in. Like, they're just locks.
Mm.
And I don't know why you would say, like, Don't Look Up missed Golden Globes and French Dispatch missed Critics' Choice. But other than that, all the top four has hit everything. Dune's just the clear and obvious winner.
Yeah, for sure.
So obvious.
At one point in time, Power of the Dog was rivaling it, but now I think Dune is easily the winner.
Definitely. So yeah. Oh yeah, Kirsten, Green Knight's score would be amazing. I agree. I love that score. But yeah. All right. But I guess Encanto. Fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Encanto. All right, song. Here we go. Okay. We agree on the top four in different order, but we agree on the top four. We've each went with something different for the fifth slot. I've gone with Beyond the Shore from Coda. My reasoning being that if it's getting into the picture, I think it gets another nomination. And I don't think that there's that strong of a contender for the fifth slot.
Okay.
So I don't know why I wouldn't get, like, Down to Joy, like, that's not being campaigned that hard. I don't feel like. I don't think it's that memorable of a song. I think it's just like I think it's a credit song.
I don't even remember hearing it, to be honest. So.
Me neither. I don't remember the song, so, which is not a good sign. And if you look at what else, like, Guns Go Bang would be great, but that's never going to happen, I don't think.
No, the one from Respect as well is maybe an option, but equally.
So I had that one in and changed it right before the show because, like, I think maybe, like, if they don't nominate Hudson, then they go, like, we'll at least honor you this way. But yeah, C. Kristen's predicting Guns Go Bang. I would love to see that happen. It just doesn't feel like an Oscars type of song, I guess, if that makes sense. Like,
no, I'd say it's probably even my favorite. It's probably my favorite song out of these, but equally, as you say, not really an Oscar song. So
yeah,
I put it Down to Joy from Belfast purely because, as I've been doing the whole time, it's Belfast. It's probably going to pick up a nice package of nominations. So I do see this one just, getting caught up in it and coming along with it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I also brought up Somehow You Do from 4 Good Days simply because I think whatever her name is, Sophia, I don't remember her name. Diane Warren, I don't know. Sophia Loren, and whatever her name is, she gets nominated a lot. So I guess like she's been nominated every year for like the past 4 years or something like that. But yeah, like, I just feel like Beyond the Shore is such a memorable song.
Yeah, it plays much more into the movie itself. I would agree with that. There's a distinct possibility it is Beyond the Shore, but equally, Down to Joy, Belfast, it just feels like a sort of pick they might go for.
Yeah. I see people dropping Just Look Up. I feel pretty strongly about Just Look Up getting in. I don't know why it would be snubbed.
No, especially since that, like Beyond the Shore, I would say actually Just Look Up plays the most pivotal part in the movie it's in, out of all of these, probably. It's
also Ariana Grande. Like, is the Academy really going to snub Ariana Grande? Really?
Yeah.
And then that's how they could, like, recognize Kid Cudi, because he also did Guns Go Bang. So, like, give him the recognition there. I don't know. I think that makes a lot of sense, especially with Don't Look Up being so well received. And it says Best Director is in the main category for predicting animated feature. Anime films always get the directing nomination. That doesn't get the Oscar nomination. Moana didn't get Best Direction. I just mean that it's a lot more consistent considering it gives us 5 nominees rather than 10. So it can give us a little bit more. All right, cinematography. We're almost through everything here. We have one switch. Okay, Dune, Power of the Dog, Macbeth, the 3 locks.
Yeah,
they're all very strong. I have Nightmare Alley getting in. So we each have Belfast in. I have Belfast a little bit weaker. I have Nightmare Alley in. You have West Side Story in. My reasoning for having Nightmare Alley in is that it's gotten everything. It got Critics' Choice, it got BAFTA, and it got ASC.
Yeah, I just have a feeling this is a film that is going to absolutely tank. Like,
It has a
no
lot of.
one,
I
no
don't
one's
know.
really been talking about it. Whereas West Side
I would.
Story, people are
Mm,
going to be watching. Okay, people are going to be watching West Side Story. I do think it has slipped drastically from the ASC snub, but equally, it was my number 2 before, so I don't know how much it can drop. I do think West Side Story is still enough of an achievement in cinematography to get recognized here.
I think that it should be recognized. However, with West Side Story only getting Critics' Choice in a field of 6, where it could have possibly been the number 6, versus Nightmare Alley, which has hit every single nomination. I just I don't know. I can't justify that in my head to go with West Side Story instead of the film that's gotten like I don't know. And also people are like Nightmare Alley is the most watched thing on Letterboxd right now. It just came out on HBO Max last week, and like
Okay.
now everybody's watching it and they're like, oh wow, this is actually great. West Side Story, we don't even know if they got screeners out in time. I just like
Yeah, you know what? We're going to make another live change. It's live change time. But just to be stubborn, Belfast's gone. We'll move West Side Story. We'll move West Side Story up and we'll put Nightmare Alley in.
What?
I'll take 4 out of 5. Yeah,
So
so
I
there you go.
convinced you on Nightmare Alley, but not on West Side. Okay.
Yeah,
Um. Okay, but yeah, no, Nightmare Alley, Macbeth, Power of the Dog, and Dune have gotten everything. Belfast missed BAFTA, which is kind of big. Um,
yeah,
and it missed it for No Time to Die.
which
No Time
no
to Die
time to
has
die.
no shot of getting
No,
into cinema.
no. Yeah,
If you
no
couldn't
time to
tell by
die.
my
No shot.
reaction, if you couldn't tell by my reaction, that that's just really weird.
It,
For some-
it, it's a very weird pick for
like,
like out of all the things you could have done with that, you could have put No Time to Die in for. Daniel Craig, Best Actor, even Best
right,
Picture if you want to go that far. But cinematography, really,
yeah,
cinematography. Okay,
yeah. So Christian does have Belfast missing, which I think is very possible. Like that's why I have Belfast at my number 5 and Nightmare Alley as my 4. Like I feel like Nightmare Alley is way stronger than Belfast because that missed BAFTA. Like I don't know, I don't know because like just as possibly as West Side Story was the 6, Belfast could have also been the 6 at Critics' Choice.
yeah, it could have
Um,
been.
so maybe. Okay, so Josephine brings up an interesting point here. So Licorice Pizza was shot on film. No Time to Die was also shot on film. All of the ones that we are predicting right now, all the top 6, West Side, Belfast, Nightmare Alley, Macbeth, Power of the Dog, and Dune, were all shot digitally. And I think I read something where like very consistently we've seen at least one movie that's gonna get confusing if I use the same term. One movie that was shot on film, um, get a nomination. For I don't remember for how many years, but like it's been fairly consistent. So that's people are saying maybe that's why No Time to Die got in it after for some purists.
Mm.
Maybe we could see Licorice Pizza.
Maybe,
Maybe,
although the one I'd say Spencer is probably the top
yeah.
cinematography contender that
Oh,
has
but they
also been
hate
shot on
Spencer.
film. They
But
do
they
hate Spencer, but
like
equally,
Licorice
I think
Pizza.
Spencer is higher than Licorice Pizza in terms of cinematography.
Oh, I think that Licorice Pizza. I mean, like objectively, Spencer's better, but like I feel like Licorice Pizza is like we saw that show up top 5 at BAFTA. Like that's a top 5 movie. So I feel like just due to the strength of the film, we could see Licorice Pizza like as a very very big outside shot. Maybe get in. Also Josephine, I feel like we have very similar tastes. Also, would love I love the cinematography for French Dispatch and Titan. Both of them are gorgeous. So that it'll never happen, but those would definitely be uh just shockingly amazing, and I would probably die. But yeah, this is there's 6 for cinematography. We don't know what's dropping. I mean, I
No,
think definitely like both of us are going 4 out of 5, like for sure.
yeah, Yeah,
I
yeah.
just we'll see who goes 5 out of 5, or
Well,
if
we'll
neither of
see.
us
We'll see. Oh, yeah, yeah.
do. So yeah, all right. Let's move on to editing. Okay, so this is where I took a swing. I went
Yeah,
for it. I put No Time to Die in editing. Like I harken back to like Star Wars getting in. We've seen like okay, No Time to Die has ACE and BAFTA. So did Skyfall and Casino Royale, and both of those movies missed editing. For some reason, though,
yeah,
I'll go for it.
yeah.
I
Did you
just
just compare No Time to Die with Star Wars, Trevor? Is that a comparison we're making here?
Star Wars. Okay, no, Star Wars: The Force Awakens made editing. Like they will go with the big budget, like high box office
Yeah,
action films. Jason Bourne. I
yeah.
can't remember
Jason
which one
Bourne, No Time
that
to Die.
won.
That's a better comparison than
I'm
because I
just saying as
think,
far as the
yeah.
box office giant. I'm just
No,
saying as
yeah,
far as
yeah,
the
okay,
box office
okay,
giant getting in.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
most
No,
typically we've seen as the PGA pick.
yeah.
So
Okay, so I put in Don't Look Up. I wasn't the biggest fan of the editing. I do think the editing. I don't like some people are saying the editing is terrible. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's building an atmosphere for the movie. It's doing its job. Um, but I put it
I
in because it's been getting in other places. So
yeah.
probably.
I mean, okay, well, the only place it got in was ACE. I mean, it missed Critics' Choice and BAFTA. Oh my
Okay,
god.
but I don't know what
So
else you'd put in there because I would not put in No Time to Die in there. So
okay, so what else you could put in there is potentially West Side Story, which is we both snubbed it here.
yeah, I
it got only
deliberately dropped
Critics'
that one
Choice.
off though.
Yeah.
That was another one I deliberately dropped off.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to address a couple of comments. Josephine asked between Power of the Dog and Belfast, which is more vulnerable. I think Power of the Dog. Belfast has hit everything. It hit Critics' Choice, AC, and BAFTA. Power of the Dog was snubbed at BAFTA. It had Critics' Choice and AC. It missed BAFTA. So
Mm.
I guess that's more vulnerable. I have it at my number 5. That should probably be the number 4. Once again, I'm too lazy to actually change it, but like that's the number 4. No Time to Die is the number 5. So yeah. Um, but let's see. Andrew asked why is Spencer dead? I thought the film community loved it, not so much the moviegoers. It's a very avant-garde film, and I guess it's not sitting well with the industry,
Mm.
which is sad and weird.
Such
But
a shame.
like,
My favorite film of 2021. I loved
yeah,
Spencer, but
I
equally, and
love
I
it as
held
well.
on to it for ages. I last time we did this, I still had it in costumes. I still had it in score,
I dropped
but
it. Yeah,
yeah,
I
the
dropped it.
time has come to drop Spencer off for predictions.
Yeah, it's sadly a lot safer.
Mm.
So yeah, Sean says Drive My Car should get into editing. So I still haven't seen the film because it's not showing in any theaters around me. I'm hopefully going to see it. I won't be able to see it before nominations, but I'll hopefully see it before the Oscars. But people have said the editing's phenomenal because like it's a 3 hour film, but like the pace feels like very brisk, like which is
Hmm.
like that's an achievement in editing. Like achievement in editing shouldn't just be like power or sorry, don't look up going like bah 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 like achievement in editing can also just like be making the 3 hour long feel like a 3 hour long film feel like an hour and a half, which is impressive.
Yeah,
So,
or a 2.5
um,
hour film like House of Gucci felt like a 5 hour film. That should be that's an achievement in itself as well.
I mean, I don't think we need to recognize that, but that's
No,
definitely an
no,
achievement.
it's an achievement. Yeah.
Yeah, Christian brings up King Richard. Once again, it only got ASC, and ASC nominated 10 things between comedy, musical, and drama. It missed the BAFTA long list entirely. I don't know. I struggle. I haven't seen struggle a lot today, but like I struggle to find a way where that gets in. It's definitely possible though. Summer of Soul. Let's talk about it.
There's a
Let's talk about it.
possibility. Yeah,
It
because
got
I
BAFTA.
mean, yeah, like we've been talking about, there isn't much here. There isn't much here. It's not a very strong category outside of June winning and probably Belfast Licorice Pizza Power of the Dog. Probably in, but equally some of them could drop off and I wouldn't be too surprised.
Yeah, I mean, like also Summer of Soul did technically get ASE. Like it got the ASE documentary nomination, so it wasn't eligible for drama or comedy or musical. So we don't know if it was all combined, if it would have made it into the 10. I feel like it would get in over like Cruella, but I don't know. Um, so like Summer Soul is a very real possibility. Josephine, to answer your question, which movie that didn't make it at ASC do you think is most likely to surprise in editing? I feel like the answer here is West Side Story.
Yeah, because I
Like
had
that's
West Side Story in this category for a long time as well. It was
yeah,
after the ASD snub that I put it off.
yeah. I mean, I don't see aside from West Side Story, I don't see anything getting in that didn't get an ASC nom
No,
or
because
AC
yeah,
AC.
they
Sorry.
nominate 10, so 5
Yeah.
out of the 10 should be making it in.
Yes. Again, barring West Side Story, which I think is still the 6. So yeah, Andrew Astu, I think Titan will get snubbed. So yeah, sadly it wasn't shortlisted for score. Original screenplay and Vincent Lindon should be happening, but they're so far removed from the conversation. The only thing that it actually has a shot at still is director, and that shot is very little to zero. Like it has like
I'd
less.
say 0. Yeah, I
It
would
has
say
less
0.
than okay. It's at number 7 on Gold Derby, and it has I think it's at like 80 to 1. So it's still it's her, Julie Ducournau, and Del Toro are the only. Yeah, sorry, Julie Ducournau, Spielberg, Hamaguchi, and then the top 4. It's like they're all those 7 all have better than 100 to 1 odds. So like, I'm
But
not saying that
yeah,
Julie Ducournau is getting in because she isn't, but
she
that's where
isn't.
it has its. If you had to say where it has its best shot to get in, it's director.
Yes. Yeah,
Like
100%.
its best chance. I mean, yeah, I love Titan. That's my second favorite film of the year, just behind Come On, Come On. I would absolutely love for it to get anything. I freaked out when it got the BAFTA nomination because it's cool to see it get recognized. But yeah, all right. Those are our editing picks. Yeah, I guess Dune's just winning for some reason, even though the editing
Yeah.
wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Okay, production design. Another thing where Dune's just going to win, I guess.
Yep.
So West Side Story. I think it holds on. It holds on by its fingertips, like Mufasa until it maybe it will just fall and get trampled.
Maybe.
But for now it's hanging on until Oscars nomination time. Um, I think we agreed on everything here.
Yeah, I've come to your side on Tragedy of Macbeth getting in. I did have Belfast in for a long time. I still think Belfast had a shot, but equally, this does feel like a very solid 5.
Yeah, it makes sense. So I think the argument could definitely still be made for Belfast because Belfast got Critics' Choice. Macbeth only does have Art Designer's Guild, the ADG. So like they each only have one, but ADG I believe has been a better predictor in the past compared to Critics' Choice. And then Cyrano got in at BAFTA, but like
But yeah, it's
it's
unlikely. It's
BAFTA.
unlikely.
They got to nominate their boy Joe Wright.
Yeah.
So this 5 just makes the most sense. We see cinematography and production design go hand in hand quite a bit, and Macbeth being a lock for cinematography makes me feel like it will just get in here. Like the weird exception this year is Power of the Dog, which has been completely out of the conversation for production design. But yeah, and then I think the only other like maybe you could argue for Licorice Pizza getting in that production design, but I really don't think you can.
No,
Like I
no.
think
I
it's
mean, the only argument you'd make for that is old school Hollywood does tend
right,
to do quite
because
well,
like
but equally,
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood won.
yeah,
So,
but
but
equally, it's not on the same scale as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So
right,
I doubt it. I doubt it.
yeah, 100%. So, like I just feel like this is the pretty safe 5. I think that yeah, Macbeth could still probably get snubbed, but I like this 5 a lot. Christian agrees with us here. It makes the most sense. Let's move on to I believe I have costumes next. Yes, costumes. Okay. Cruella is like people are saying, "Oh, Cruella's not gonna have moment." No, Cruella's just in.
Yeah,
Like, it's Cruella's just winning. Yeah, Josephine. Yeah, Licorice Pizza made ADG and set decorators, so there's a shot. Yeah, no, Cruella's it's just the number one. Dune. I tried this snub Dune, a couple months ago, but that's not
yeah,
happening.
that's not
I tried to
happening.
take a swing. Dune, Dune, Cruella, they've both gotten everything, and Nightmare Alley has also gotten everything. It got Critics' Choice, Costume Designers Guild, and BAFTA. We weren't really talking about Nightmare Alley for this category.
No, but now it's sort of just popped up, and I mean, it's taken
Yeah.
Spencer's place since Spencer fell off, so you know.
Yeah. And then, okay. So this is interesting. So House of Gucci and West Side Story each have Critics' Choice and Costume Designers Guild, and we have both of them in. Cyrano has Costume Designers Guild and BAFTA. So I don't know. Cyrano's the 6. Cyrano's the 6, I think. It's over Spencer. Spencer's the 7, I would say. I mean, French Dispatch got in at BAFTA as well, but I don't see that happening. But, like, yeah. Do we think Cyrano has a shot to sneak in over West Side Story, which is the 5?
I don't think it does get in. West Side Story is a much stronger film as a whole. I mean, yes, it's been slipping, but it's still in picture. I've still got it in director. It's still in a lot of places. Yeah, House of Gucci, I guess you could make a case for it, but equally, the film revolves very heavily around the costumes. The costumes play a very integral part in the movie. Therefore, I don't see House of Gucci slipping out of this category. Therefore, there's not really any space for Cyrano, unfortunately, or I haven't seen the film yet. But maybe the costumes are terrible in Cyrano.
Yeah, so Christian has it in over Gucci. So if they really don't like House of Gucci, I could see that happening. If they really don't like it. But as of now, like, we haven't had I guess enough evidence to say that House of Gucci isn't that strong with the industry. So right now I'm still going with it, but we'll see. As of now, I like this 5 quite a bit. Okay, let's move on to makeup and hair. Coming to America is getting in, everybody, and we all need to accept this.
Yeah.
Coming to America.
Yeah, it feels right.
Yeah, like, look at any other, like, old man prosthetics. I believe the Oscar put something on, like, Twitter. Like, even, like, the what like Jackass Presents, like, Dirty Grandpa or something, like, that got in 3 nominees.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, come on. It's weird, but it's gonna happen. So the makeup artist and hairstylist guild, or whatever it's called, or hairstylist, I don't know. Whatever it is, the guild society thingy for this thing. It does, like, there's like a clear thing. It's like makeup prosthetics, hair, like, it's all separated out. So I just counted the nominations each one got. So Gucci and Tammy Faye each got Critics' Choice and BAFTA, and then they each got 3 Makeup and Hair Society nominations. So they're the pretty clear 1 and 2. Dune and Cruella each got Critics' Choice and BAFTA plus 2 Makeup and Hair Society nominations. And then Coming to America missed Critics' Choice and BAFTA, but got 3 Makeup and Hair Society nominations. So you might be asking, well, what got in those at Critics' Choice and BAFTA for the last spot? Nightmare Alley got Critics' Choice. I don't think that's on the short list, though. So that can't happen.
Yeah.
Then the other one is Cyrano, which did get in at Makeup and Hair for the short list. Or sorry, Nightmare Alley did make the short list. Apologies. But, like, I don't see them happening. They didn't get a single nomination from the Makeup and Hair, like, society. Like, I don't know. If we were to take a look at, like, what else got nominations, so the Suicide Squad also picked up 3 nominations at the Makeup and Hair Society alongside Coming to America. I think that could maybe happen. Maybe Polka Dot Man was all practical, but, like, the first one won for some reason. I don't. But, like, I would be shocked if that sneaks in as the 6. People said West Side Story. It only got 1 Makeup and Hair Society nomination. It's slipping drastically.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
At one point in time, we might have predicted West Side Story to overperform, therefore maybe slip into this category. But now it's probably going to underperform. So
yes, yeah. Josephine, favorite makeup work this season was Titan. Honestly, same. 100% agree with you on that. All right. Uh, I like this 5.
Yeah.
I don't feel too uncomfortable with this one. Okay, sound. I'm doing Spider-Man. I don't like it because the sound work isn't that good in Spider-Man. Like it's just an average Marvel movie sound work. But like I don't know. Like it's not getting into the picture anymore. So like they're probably
No.
gonna be like, okay, well we'll nominate it for other things now. Ugh. Like I know I have Spider-Man in the background. Like it's just, he's just kind of sits there. Hi, that's
Yeah.
Toby. But I I don't know. I have it getting in. And I do think I have reason for it because it did get into both Cinema Audio Society and Motion Picture Sound Editors. It got both of the guilds. So, I guess. What are you? Okay, yeah, you went with Tick Tick Boom. So
Yeah,
why
it
is
feels
that?
like a safer choice than Spider-Man No Way Home. I mean, the film has a lot of sound in it, therefore,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and I mean, they're giving it for Andrew Garfield. They'll be watching the film. It feels like a pick for the sound category, like Tick Tick Boom
So
sound. It fits.
I will make an argument both for you and against you.
Okay.
Argument for you is that like it's if it's getting into the picture, it probably needs something else other than Garfield.
Mm.
This would be its nomination. Against you is that Tick Tick Boom hasn't gotten a single precursor. It didn't get in a BAFTA, it didn't get in Cinema Audio Society, and it didn't get Motion Picture Sound Editors. Even though Motion Picture Sound Editors, I believe, did 8 nominations.
Hmm.
So that's why I'm struggling. So Christian, I saw predicted A Quiet Place Part 2, which is my number 6, because that also got Motion Picture Sound Editors, and it got BAFTA.
Okay.
So Quiet Place could happen. A Quiet Place could definitely happen.
You
Also,
know what?
Belfast has only gotten MPSE.
Okay, we're going to make a live change. We're not
Oh,
going to
another
change
one.
it to anything you said because that'd be wrong. We can't do that. We're going to change it to Last Night in Soho because
Whoa!
why not? Why not? Why not? It's got a chance. It's got a
Taking the
chance.
swing. Taking the swing.
Take
It
a
got
swing.
BAFTA.
Yeah.
Or, no, no, it didn't get BAFTA, did it?
It's
It
been
got,
getting in somewhere. I've
got
seen it
MPSE.
somewhere in a sound
MPSE.
category.
MPSE.
Yeah.
Most Picture Sound Editors. Yeah. Okay, taking the swing. Taking the
Taking a
swing. I
swing.
like it. I like it. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
going. I'm gonna go Spider-Man. Um, Matrix, I guess, could also happen. Power of the Dog probably isn't. It only got CAS, but yeah, I just sadly I don't see Tick Tick Boom happening, just due to the lack of precursor support. So interesting,
Yeah.
interesting, interesting. Dune is just obviously winning this. West Side Story
Yep.
is in. Belfast's in. Like No Time to Die is in. They're all pretty obvious. So yeah, all right. Last one is visual effects, and then I'm gonna do a life change in actress. Okay,
Okay.
visual effects.
And
This is
we've
just
got
5.
Yep, this is the 5.
Like,
I mean, BAFTA did a couple different things, but that was seemingly a deliberate dig at Marvel.
right.
It wasn't a coincidence
Well,
they
Spider-Man
snubbed the
wasn't.
two Marvel films.
Well,
Yeah.
Spider-Man wasn't even eligible.
Okay, so yeah, there
So
you go. I mean, they could have put in Eternals, but yeah. So it felt deliberate. It felt calculated. This feels like, the 5 because you've got the 2 Marvel films. I don't think they'll go anywhere beyond 2. At one
2.
point in
Yeah.
time, you may have made the argument Eternals would get in, but Spider-Man has completely crushed that. And then you've got Doom, No Time to Die, and The Matrix, which are
Yeah.
all pretty much in. Pretty much in.
So if we were to take a look at the precursors,
Mm.
we'd find some interesting stuff. So first of all, Nightmare Alley got in at Critics' Choice, not shortlisted. Can't happen. Also, remember when we were predicting Don't Look Up? Remember when we did that?
Yeah, because of that
Okay.
one critics group. That one critics group. I don't even know where they were from. They just said,
Yeah.
VFX is good.
And then we were like, oh my
Yeah.
god. But yeah, so the only 2 shortlisted things that have no mention so far are Eternals and Black Widow.
Hmm.
So those I don't see happening. Ghostbusters and Free Guy showed up at BAFTA. Godzilla vs. Kong showed up at VES. Spider-Man has only showed up at VES. However, it wasn't eligible for BAFTA, and the Critics' Choice nominations happened before, like voting happened, I believe, before the film was released.
Yeah.
So,
and you're also forgetting the most important part. Spider-Man: No Way Home is one of the most successful films,
yes,
like ever. So
ever, yeah. So, I mean, it's just like Avengers Endgame only got visual effects. I see this getting visual effects, and like, yeah, maybe sound doesn't happen. But I'm going with it for now. And then yeah, so No Time to Die, Matrix, and Dune have gotten everything: Critics' Choice, VES, and BAFTA. Shang-Chi did miss BAFTA, but once again, they got Marvel. So like, I think, like, on paper, Spider-Man would seem the most vulnerable because it only got VES, and there's a bunch of other stuff that like only got one, like Godzilla vs Kong also only got VES. Yet,
I think the name appeal pushes it above,
yeah,
pushed it easily
definitely.
in the category.
Definitely. Christian is going Godzilla vs Kong, which I would say is the 6. I would definitely say that's the 6. I don't see Ghostbusters or Free Guy happening just off of the BAFTA nom. So
No.
but those are our predictions. All right. You know what, everybody? Thomas is taking the swing. Chastain's out. We're not Ryan's vision.
Okay, there you go.
Is this wish dicting? Yes. Do I care? No. I'm taking a swing. I think that there's a lot of passion, a lot of love, a lot of support for this performance, and maybe carries it into a nomination. Like there's a bunch of industry people that love it. It was Dakota Johnson's favorite movie of the year. It was Paul Thomas Anderson's favorite movie of the year.
Okay. Well,
like,
if it was Dakota Johnson's favorite movie of the year, it has to be considered.
I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying that like industry people are loving this movie. Like,
yeah, I get it.
Influential names in the industry are speaking praises of this. So
yeah,
I'm just saying. So yeah, so those are our our predictions for our nominations. We will be doing a live reaction on Tuesday morning. Yeah. So exciting, so exciting. But thank you everybody who joined us. I'm glad that we actually got some people in the chat, which was very, very fun. I'm glad everybody could join us. And also thank you everybody who's watching on the replay. And yeah, it was fun doing live. We should do some more live stuff.
We should do some more live stuff.
All right. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Thomas, where can the people on the internet find you?
You can find me at Payments Pictures and at Thomas Gladstone on Letterboxd.
And you can find me Letterboxd at Trevor Matson. I'm also on the YouTube show The Basement with my co-host Mark Knopik. And also Dan Merles just also kind of hangs out there. We're actually doing our own award ceremony, the Basement Awards. We announced the first parts of our nominations. We'll be doing the above the line categories next week. And then we have a jury of ourselves and then Willem Bibiani, Sabrina Ramirez, a couple other film critics that will decide the winners. So if you want to check that out, you definitely can. But thank you everybody so much for watching, and we will see you guys. Oscar Buzz will be out later today. Nomination Reaction Tuesday. It'll be a fun time. Stay safe, everybody.
For sure.